we all just got done talking. What's your perspective on Josh? How he's assimilated in as a college pitcher?
Well, obviously he's a 25-year-old freshman in a sense. He's a sophomore baseball-wise, but it's been great. It's kind of a way for him to, live his college experience. He went and fought for our country for 6 years straight out of high school, which is something nobody in this building can attest to. So I think it's fun for him. It's it's a second chance to play baseball, and he works his butt off to not relish those opportunities. And I'm definitely excited to have him because I think he just brings, and he will bring as time comes, so much more that will help other guys around him just what he's been through.
Over the weekend you put him in a pressure situation for his first outing and he gets the W. I'm sure he's been in some pressure situations in the military. Do you see a difference on the mound because of it? Can you see it translating?
Well, it's definitely going to translate. I mean, he's been in situations where it's liver to be killed. It's like a real thing. It's like nothing should be able to face him, and it doesn't. And I don't usually like to put first-timers in a situation like that, but it was called for, and he's the guy who was left-hander, and he took it with stride and did a good job. And like I said, he's somebody we can count on, and especially mentally, which is a big deal in college baseball, is having the mental fortitude to get the ups and downs of what goes on.
And what showed you that a guy that wasn't pitching for several years, had gone through this change in physique with weightlifting, all that, said, yeah, we can get his arm to where it needs to be?
Well, obviously I heard about him through Fletcher, our volunteer last year, who played at Kankakee up there, and heard about him. So I went and saw him when he came down and played Parkland, and the stuff was real. It was 91 to 94 with a 84 mile an hour slider. His only problem was, if he threw one day, he literally couldn't throw for 4 days. He just had sore. Well, yeah, because he hadn't thrown in 6 years, right? So I knew that getting him into our program and getting throwing on a daily basis, going through the arm care program, all those things, that he'd be able to respond. His arm was, stop being so sore. His first day, he couldn't get through our band routine, and now he can do it all, obviously, without a problem. But it's just funny to see how far he's come as far as that side of it goes, which in baseball, that side's very important.
Overall, the opening weekend, 5 runs allowed by your pitching staff. Bullpen doesn't allow a run, if I'm remembering right. How are you assessing the first weekend? You got to be feeling pretty good, right?
3-0 is 3-0, right? I mean, winning's hard. I was very pleased. I was very pleased with every time we had runners on base. We did a good job of limiting the runs, right? We never gave up any more than 2 runs an inning. It was 1 run every single time. If you do that, you're going to win a lot of games. But pitching-wise, they did what they're supposed to do, and we have a deep club. And they know that anybody can be put in those situations. We have an abundance of pitchers, and we have guys that are going to be added to the mix this week as well. So it's exciting. I mean, 3-0 with those kind of numbers is always fun. But now on the next week on the Florida Atlantic, and try to keep building on it.
Coach, what does the rotation look like for this weekend?
Be the same: Snarskis, Fisher, and Watson again as well. I mean, those 3 guys did a good job. Snarskis struggled a little bit, but Snarskis, one outing doesn't make you out of there, right? I mean, he had a great season last year and whatnot. And I like what those guys give us in the beginning of games to get to our bullpen. I think that the matchup, and they gel really well.
Are you guys giving the new pitcher nicknames, or how the guys been with them?
What's that?
How the other pitchers been with them?
With who? With Josh?
Yeah, with Josh. How have they been?
I mean, I always call him Sergeant or Corporal or something like that, right? No, it's great. I mean, if you didn't know how old he was, he doesn't look older than anybody else, right? And which is great. He's with the guys. He's probably a little bit more mature when it comes to other stuff. But it's, again, imagine when you were 25, you're able to go back. I mean, we lived through college. We go back and do it over again. He gets to do that, Right. So he wants to be a kid again. I mean, shoot, he was straight out of high school into this regimen of what being a Marine is, So to let his hair down a little bit, per se, it's kind of a nice thing for him to go through here.
You mentioned the idea of playing pro ball.
Yeah.
Is that possible as you look at him?
100%. I mean, the stuff is there, obviously, and the story is I think what is intriguing as well, right? And a left-handed arm that's going to be low 90s with a good breaking ball. The age is what, obviously, if you're looking at a prospect, it won't be a high draft, but I'm hoping somebody takes a chance on him to give him that shot. I think just the story is yet to be written, and I think it's be a cool opportunity for him, but that's on him to go out and prove that on the field of play.
He can be drafted